And for more on the growing health trend and its impact on the global restaurant industry, we're joined by Phil Lempert. He's an author and food marketing expert, and also the founder and editor of supermarketguru.com. Phil, great to have you on the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
So Phil, as we saw in the report, the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA here in the US, is banning trans fats over the next 3 years. What impact is this going to have?
It's a huge impact, but keep in mind that this is an old story. This goes back 25 years ago when an industrialist from Omaha named Phil Sokoloff, who had heart disease, took full-page ads in the Wall Street Journal, USA Today, New York Times, talking about palm oil and really what was going on with palm oil and clogging our arteries. Bottom line is the industry got rid of palm oil, then they created trans fats, or really brought back trans fats to replace it. Now they're getting rid of trans fats, but bringing back palm oil. The reality is that a lot of these oils don't need to be in our products. We need to be looking at a whole new paradigm when it comes to products.
But they are in our products right now. And
they are.
What does it mean for manufacturing costs to now make this shift away from trans fats? And are those costs going to be passed on to consumers?
Well, they're not going to be passed on to consumers, number one. Number two, we've actually seen over the past 2 or 3 years when the dietary guidelines required it to be called out on the nutritional facts label to be separated. So a lot of manufacturers have been eliminating them to begin with. So this, frankly, is a no story where people have been doing it, manufacturers have been eliminating it. It's really, what's the next phase? What are we going to replace?
What is the next phase?
Well, I think we're seeing a lot new formulations, products that are out there that have less fat, less sugar, less sodium. We're really into a whole new wave of health, and really, frankly, led by the millennial generation, what we're seeing is people wanting more transparency. What are the ingredients? Where are they coming from? And, you know, whether it be trans fats or sodium or sugars that are in our product, they're going away.
There has been, as you quite accurately point out, this trend towards healthier eating. General Mills recently said that it's going to remove all artificial flavors from its cereals. I don't know what Lucky Charms is going to taste like without the charms, without those artificial flavors. But others have followed suit. Yum, we've got Taco Bell, Subway, Panera Bread. If you're not going to be playing along these lines, do you still have room in the market if you're a fast food company?
Well, I think you do. But frankly, the consumer, the American consumer, keeps on saying, we want the cheapest food supply in the world. That's what's led a lot of these companies to these artificial preservatives and additives and the like. Now what we're saying, and whether or not we can afford it, time will tell, we're saying we want pure ingredients. We want to be able to name every ingredient that's on a product. And they're doing that, but let's see in a year, 2 years, 3 years, what that means for shelf-stable products as well as the price.
We'll see what the price means, but in the meantime, one company that has raised prices in order to maintain profit, even though revenue's dropping, is Coke. Coke had its earnings out on Wednesday. Revenue fell 3%. Growth coming not from sodas, from uncarbonated drinks, from water, from nutrient-enriched milk. And very, very interestingly, if you look at that chart, Diet Coke volume sales dropped 7% in the quarter, and the trend has just been a huge decline for Diet Coke. What is killing Diet Coke, Phil?
Well, you know, exactly what you said. People are looking at more labels. They're concerned about the artificial sweeteners. They're concerned about the phosphorus, that it actually leaches calcium out of your bones. It's not just about the sweetener. So whether it's Diet Coke or whether it's real Coke or Pepsi or Diet Pepsi, they're in a decline. Now, if you mentioned the milk product, Fairlife is a product that they're distributing. What Fairlife has done is they've used a whole new technology to have more protein in milk. There's nothing artificial, there's nothing added to this product. It's just the filtering of the milk itself that gives it more protein. That's what we're going to see in the future.
So is this what soda company beverages need to move towards, a totally different kind of product line? Because sales for both Pepsi and Coke have declined for the 10th straight year. There's been practically a war against soda in the UK. The Medical Association is saying that they want to have a 20% tax on sugary drinks. There are talks about having warning labels on soda here in the US. Is there still a future for soda companies as we know them?
I don't think so. If you look at the research that's coming out just last week, it's talking about the number of people who die as a result of drinking soda. This is pretty powerful stuff. So I think that it's not about carbonated, it's not about sugar, it's about a whole new way of thinking about beverages. And if we take a look at some of the beverages that are really doing well, chilled gazpacho, for example, soup that you can now buy in these containers just like juice, full of nutrients and flavor and nothing artificial.
But again, Phil, back to the price point. Chilled gazpacho is going to cost you a heck of a lot more
Absolutely.
than a can of Diet Coke.
Well, but Diet Coke now, you know, you buy a can, it's between $1 and $1.50. So chilled gazpacho, you know, it's maybe $3, but there's 2 servings in it. So I'm not sure it's that much different.
Do you anticipate the Food and Drug Administration stepping in with more regulation in the near future?
Absolutely, during the Obama administration. What happens after this administration, who knows? But certainly the First Lady has really taken a stand as it relates to health and wellness, whether it's in our school system, whether it's for all of us. So,
am I
yes.
still going to be able to get a glazed donut somewhere, Phil?
No.
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 How long until no more donuts?
We're going to have to make it ourselves.